Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's our banjo list.
So we were backstage, and there was like a little monitor that had the music for us to hear, so that if you're backstage, you know what's going on. And we heard the applause at the end of the last song, and we thought, is that canned applause? Because it was coming through this little speaker, and it sounded a lot like canned applause. But I think that it was real applause. But maybe we could give all the wonderful performers who've been on the stage warming things up for us another round of applause, so that we can make sure.
Is that real?
Pretty real.
Sounded pretty real.
Really good applause. If I were somebody who wanted canned applause, I would record you people.
Yeah. Send all our friends who do that kind of work up here to Anchorage to do that. Yeah. That's the surprise that's supposed to happen later. You're not going to know about it until.
Okay. Time to cover the ears. We planned this, part of our act.
While they're sorting things out,
They're sorting things out or sorting things out? I'm sorry.
I woke up before dawn this morning, which doesn't say a lot. It's 9 a.m. But anyway, I went for a little walk, and there's a grocery store in our neighborhood, and the variety is amazing. The prices are sort of high, but they had numerous types of brains for sale. They have like fiddler brains and guitar brains.
I gotta go buy me some of them.
Yeah, they had banjo player brains, but they were like way more expensive.
And they were a lot smaller too.
I asked them why they were marked up so much, and he said it takes a lot more banjo players to get that, like a pound of brains.
Well, so we play old time music, and we also do some performance art, as you can see. We'll probably play some music here, I think. Thanks for having us and being here this evening.
Yeah.
I just released a new album. It's called While You Were Slumbering, and those are two pieces that are on there. And Luke came up with that arrangement while we were on a tour in British Columbia back before the pandemic. That was the furthest north either one of us had ever been. We were up in like, we actually weren't far up at all. We thought we were way far up.
Little did they know.
Near the East River Valley, you know, the Beach River project, where they dammed up this beautiful river since we were there. But, you heard this hydroelectricity that was necessary.
Yeah. And anyway, Luke came up with those two tunes together. They sounded really nice, and so we just keep doing it, and I recorded it. Here's another one that I'd started singing over the pandemic. None of us saw each other for a long time. I guess most of us didn't see each other for a while there. But this song came from an old banjo player named Virgil Anderson. I grew up in Tennessee, and he grew up in the same mountain range that I grew up. Well, he lived in the same mountain range that I grew up in, and I never got to meet him, but he was this fabulous banjo player. And had this old song called "Trouble, Trouble." There's trouble everywhere. Trouble can't last always. And, you know, he sang it real chipper on this old recording I had. And I thought it's a cool song. And then during that pandemic, you know, that first summer, I was sitting on my porch one day and I was kind of playing it slowly. I was like, dang, this kind of hits in a different way. It feels like a more powerful song. So we'll play that one. There's trouble, trouble, there's trouble everywhere. Trouble, trouble, there's trouble all around. Trouble, trouble, there's trouble in this world. But Lord, Lord, trouble can't last always. I am so glad that trouble can't last always. Yes, I am so glad that trouble can't last always. I am so glad that trouble can't last always. Oh Lord, Lord, trouble can't last always. Richardson. He's from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
And it still is.
Thankfully.
I used to be, still am.
Last I checked.
Hope to continue to be.
Does that sound good to y'all?
It's a community effort here. So that last one's on this new album that I put out. It's called While You're Slumbering, and we have copies of it here. Here's a tune from the mountains in western North Carolina called Goodbye Girls. Thanks for the kind introduction, Peter. And you did mention I think you mentioned I was backstage. One of the things that happens to me perpetually is that my glasses, I guess because I never get them properly fitted to my face. If you're a glasses wearer, I recommend that you visit an optometrist or an eyeglass shop and have your glasses properly fit to your face, because you can avoid the following issue if you're playing the fiddle for square dances, which is that, oh, speaking of which, we're playing a square dance tomorrow night. In a sweaty square dance situation while fiddling, when you're playing for maybe 7 or 8 minutes in the humid North Carolina summer, your glasses might start creeping down your nose, ever so slowly at first, but then it speeds up to an uncontrollable slide into oblivion, and you can't do a dang thing about it because you have a fiddle in your hand, and you have these dancers who are dancing and depend on you. So what happens is those glasses just creep down, 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 creep down. And then you get to this point where you have to make a decision, and you have to figure out whose feet are tapping the most, the least violently, and you kind of have to do a thing where you continue to fiddle and you sling them off like a horse whinnying in the mountain wind, and you try to launch your glasses to safety on the dance floor.
I'm so sorry.
Anyway, so that is a true story. I don't know if that was an interesting story.
It kind of reminds me of that time when I had a wink wink Coke on stage at the dance.
Oh, I remember
And
that,
it
yeah.
had, somebody had punctured it, and there was a lot of pressure in this can. And so I didn't know what to do other than just hold it to my mouth and just, it was
And his eyes
it was
were amazing.
overflowing into my mouth. I didn't know what to do about
It
it.
was a
And
tall boy,
everybody
too.
started to dance, and Joseph was like, "What are you doing? Come on, man." And so I was just like, you know what? And I just sprayed him. Soda everywhere. It was worth it.
We're good on our sound effects
Yeah,
tonight.
there was no good outcome to that one, I mean, really. What are we doing?
That's Smoke Behind the Clouds. This is so our bass player here, Joe DeJarnette, who he bides his time between Brooklyn and Floyd, Virginia. And in Floyd, Virginia, up in the Blue Ridge, he owns a beautiful old farmhouse where he has a recording studio and has recorded so much traditional music there. And so a couple years, maybe in 2017 or 16, we went to the studio and we recorded this one there. It's called Smoke Behind the Clouds, and it became the name of the last album that we put out as a band. It's a pretty frolicsome tune.
Frolicsome?
If you can figure out a way to dance in your seat, maybe that'll be good. It's frolicsome.
Frolicsome.
It's fun to get to play with these people again after a while. And if you, Karen, I'd like to introduce our guitar player, Karen Celia Heil from San Francisco, California. Can I tell y'all a dirty secret? Are you sure? I feel like people in Alaska are pretty kind of unflappable. I don't know. They'll deal with all sorts of things. Wet, kind of much colder weather, harsh conditions. You don't have to worry about your glasses falling off your face. Okay, dirty secret. You ready? I'm a folklorist. I went to like folklore school, and so anyway, I tell you that because that last tune, like the folklorist dream happened to me one time where I was playing at a little, I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and there was like a little Friday night Opry place, and I was playing there one night, and I played this tune, and it was called New Payne's Tune. I didn't have a name for it, and I learned it from a friend. And this guy, this is like the dream, scenario. This guy walks up to me after I played my music and said, "I'm New Payne's nephew. And I have some tapes of him that you might want to hear." It's like the kind of thing, this is like, it's like, I don't know what the equivalent, it's like, would you like to have some gold bullion that and I got so excited. And so I went and met with this guy, and he told me about his uncle and showed me this fiddle that his uncle had and got to have all these stories and made a little like cassette tape of my time visiting him. And then he gave me a little cassette tape, and that was a piece that his uncle had played, and it's a common tune. It's called Great Big Taters. Nothing special about taters. Can you dig that? Taters a tater.
New dad.
New dad.
Dad jokes.
Dad jokes, sorry. Anyway, it's Great Big Taters, and I learned it off of that
They're
little
great
cassette.
big taters.
They are great big.
Special.
Those are special. They're great big. I learned it off of this old cassette tape, and so that's where that came from. It's kind of a common tune, but a different little twist on it. And a lot of this music is just peepaw music. It's pawpaw music. It's the music of your peepaws and pawpaws and pawpeas and mamas and meemaws. I think, I'm glad to have a sympathetic audience.
So that relates to this next piece.
That'll be a multiple choice test. You'll have the whole list and be able to, only choose two.
Here's an old piece from a Cherokee fiddler, two pieces. His name was Manco Sneed.